Alright, so just a quick reminder about absolute value equations. Here's an example. We have the absolute value of 2x plus 1 equals 7. Okay. Step 1 is to isolate the absolute value, but since there's nothing outside the absolute value, step 1's already done for me. Okay, so I'm ready for step 2. I know what's in here could either be 7 or negative 7, and the absolute value would equal 7. So my two equations are 2x plus 1 equals 7, because what's inside here could equal 7, or 2x plus 1 equals negative 7, because what's in here could equal negative 7. So now I have to solve those two equations. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I get 2x equals 6. On the other equation, I subtract 1 from both sides. I get 2x equals negative 8. Then I'm going to divide by 2 for both sides on both equations, and I get x equals 3 and x equals negative 4. So my solution is x equals 3 or x equals negative 4. Don't forget to check your solution to make sure you did everything correctly. So I'm just going to plug those back in. So over on the side, I have the absolute value of 2 times 3 plus 1. 2 times 3 is 6, so the absolute value of 6 plus 1, which is the absolute value of 7, which does equal 7. So that solution checks. Try the other one. The absolute value of 2 times negative 4 plus 1 is the absolute value of negative 8 plus 1, which is the absolute value of negative 7. And that also equals 7, so both of those solutions check. Now that's a basic one that doesn't involve isolating the absolute value first. I'm also going to look at one more that does have some stuff outside the absolute value. Okay, so we have 2 times the absolute value of x minus 4 plus 1 equals 17. Okay, the absolute value is not isolated. I don't know what it's equal to because there's other stuff on the same side of the equation. So I've got to get rid of this other stuff. I've got to get rid of this times 2, get rid of this plus 1, just like I would in any other algebraic equation. So I'm going to get rid of the plus 1 first by subtracting 1. Okay, when I subtract 1 from both sides, I'm left with 2 times the absolute value of x minus 4 equals 16. Okay, so now all I have left is the times 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. That leaves me the absolute value of x minus 4 equals 8. Now I'm done with step 1 because I've isolated my absolute value. And now I know what the absolute value is equal to. It's equal to positive 8. That lets me know I have two solutions because it's equal to a positive number. Okay, so I know I can set this, what's on the inside, equal to 8 or negative 8. So I have x minus 4 equals 8 or x minus 4 equals negative 8. So then I add 4 to both sides and I get x equals 12. Add 4 to both sides on the other equation and I get x equals negative 4. So my solution to this equation is x equals 12 or x equals negative 4. Again, I'm going to plug it in. 2 times the absolute value of 12 minus 4 plus 1. So that's 2 times the absolute value of 8 plus 1. So that's 2 times 8 plus 1, which is 16 plus 1, and that does equal 17. So that checks. Let me try the negative one. So I have 2 times the absolute value of negative 4 minus 4 plus 1. So that's the absolute value of negative 8 plus 1, or 2 times the absolute value of negative 8 plus 1, okay, which is 2 times 8 plus 1. So that's 16 plus 1, and that does equal 17. So both of those solutions check. So remember, our 3 steps were isolate the absolute value. Once the absolute value is isolated, then we look and see how many solutions. Okay, if it's no solutions because it equals a negative number, then we're done. We just put no solution. Okay, if it's one solution because it equals 0, then we only have one equation. It equals 0. We solve that one equation. If it equals a positive number, then we have to set up our 2 equations because absolute value has a positive and a negative side. So we set up our 2 equations and solve both of them. All right. I hope that helped. Good luck.